Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Hana Dita with student number 226121259 from 5H. So today I will explain about pragmatics. So for the contents, the first one is introduction, second is pragmatics, and then third features of pragmatics, and then the last one is pragmatics example. Okay, without any further ado, let's begin. For the first one about the introduction, so there is an expert named Charles Morris. Um, he is concerned with the study of the science of science, which he called semiotic. He distinguished three branches of semiotics. The first one is syntax, semantics, and pragmatics. For syntax is studies of formal relation among different signs. And then the second one, semantics, study of the relation between the signs and the object they denote. And then for the third one, pragmatics, the study of the relations of signs to their interpreters. An example, people. Okay, let's discuss about pragmatics. So in linguistic or the study of language, pragmatics is specialized branch of study focusing on the relationship between natural language and users of that language. Pragmatic is a field of linguistics concerned with what a speaker implies and a listener infers based on contributing factors like the first one, preceding dialogue, social situation, relationship between the speakers, cultural context, situational context, and the way the words are said. Jadi, pragmatics itu adalah cabang dari linguistik yang terpusat untuk membahas mengenai apa yang dimaksud dari speaker dan apa yang diterima dari si listener berdasarkan beberapa faktor, yaitu dialog sebelumnya, situasi sosial, hubungan antara pembicara, konteks budaya, konteks situasional, dan cara kata-kta tersebut diucapkan. Okay, now let's move to the features of pragmatics. There are three features. The first one is utterance, second context, and then third interpretation. Okay, let's begin from the first one, the utterance. Utterance in Indonesia is tuturan. The use of a sentence in particular context. Utterance are actual physical events. Jadi utterance itu adalah tuturan atau kalimat-kalimat atau kata-kata yang diucapkan. And then the second context, the environment in which an utterance occurs. There are four types of context. The first one is linguistic context, physical context, social context, and then the last one is epistemic context. And then for the last feature of pragmatics, there is interpretation. Pragmatics deals with the interpretation of the participant during the conversation. It is based on knowledge about the meaning of the word and knowledge about the context. Jadi kita ulangi dulu dari yang konteks. Konteks adalah situasi atau lingkungan di mana utterance itu terjadi. Nah, dari konteks itu terdapat 4 tipe. Yang pertama linguistik, physical, social, dan epistemic. Nah, untuk interpretasi adalah itu berdasarkan pengetahuan dari makna dari kata-kata tersebut dan pengetahuan dari konteks yang sudah diketahui. Okay, now let's discuss about the pragmatics example. There are 9. For the first one, sarcasm. In sarcasm, the intended meaning of the speaker is often the opposite of the literal meaning of their words. The second one, irony. Irony is just like sarcasm, but involves a divergence between the literal and intended meanings. But it is often to use highlight contradictions or incongruities. The third, implication. Implication or implicature refers to what the speaker suggests or implies, as opposed to what they directly express. For example, if someone in a room says, "It's cold in here," they could be implying that they want the window to be closed or the heating to be turned up. And then next, about politeness. Politeness Pragmatics understandings also includes recognizing degrees of politeness in language, which can vary depending on social context, relationship between speaker, cultural norms, and more. For example, in a formal settings or when speaking with a superior, instead of saying "give me the report," one might say "could you please pass me the report?" Okay, next we will talk about deixis. Deictic expressions are words or phrases whose meaning depend on the context in which they are used. For example, uh, one will say, "I'll meet you there at 3." Without context, we won't know what 3 refers to, nor whether there means something. And if we've been discussing a particular cafe and we typically meet in the evenings or in the morning, we can use that information to interpret the meaning accurately. Okay, and then indirect speech act. An indirect speech act is where the structure of the sentence doesn't match the speaker's actual intention. Next, about euphemism. Euphemism are softer or less direct ways of expressing something that may be unpleasant, sensitive, or taboo. For example, when we say he passed away or he died, that is more convenient or less direct ways in a way to say he passed away. Okay. Next, for the last examples, hedges. Hedges are words or phrases used to lessen the impact of an utterance, often to avoid confrontation or to soften a critic. For example, if someone says, "I might be wrong, but I think your argument is flawed," the phrase "I might be wrong" serves as a hedge. It reduces the assertiveness of the, the speaker's critics and acknowledges the possibility of errors. Okay, the last one is phatic communication. This type of communication is used to perform social tasks like establishing rapport rather than to convey specific information. If someone asks, "How are you?" when you meet, they are usually not seeking a detailed account of your well-being, rather it is a conventional way to acknowledge each other and initiate a social interaction. The expected response is something like "fine, thank you." And then that's all about the pragmatics. That's all I can say. That's all that I can explain. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.